What's going on, everybody on YouTube? I'm Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, here to answer all of your questions. Anything you need, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to discuss, I'll be answering here in the little side thing. Go ahead and put the chat. There are certain things I will be ignoring because they're annoying as fuck. However, the beautiful thing is it is a snow day in Nashville, Tennessee. The thing about a snow day is it's basically an ice day. It is icy as hell. Let me put this chair out the way. I use a stand-up desk, but I have a chair just because I'm professional like that. So check it out. It is icy as hell out. The roads are completely iced over. There was a video that went viral on Twitter of this car, this truck. It was sideways, and it was just going down the hill like this. Turns out that guy ended up avoiding all accidents, ended up being okay. He was able to get around it, didn't get hurt, nothing bad happened. Everything was good to go. So I'm glad he got out of that. However, I am not leaving my house. Lucky for me, we went shopping on Friday and Saturday. We have completely stocked shelves, completely stocked groceries, got enough egg, got enough bread, got enough milk, got enough outright bars, got enough machine whey, got enough everything to get us through this. So training at home is something that I do when I have to, And I enjoy going to the gym, but I'll tell you what, when I train at home the first few days, I think I never want to train anywhere else. Think about the amount of time it saves. I built on a gym to my house. I go down there, I open the door, I walk in, and I do my simple stuff. Now for chest, I normally do mostly free weight movements. For legs, I do squats. I did some pistol squats, also some Bulgarian split squats, some side lunges. And it's just, for me, it's very easy. It saves a lot of time. I'm extremely busy. So that really helps me a ton. And when I did chest, it's dumbbells, dumbbell press, dumbbell this, dumbbell flies. When I do back, it's pull downs. I have I actually bought it from Spud Inc. Spud. So I bought this cool little lateral lat pull down / tricep press down attachment. So I like taking phases. We're 4 to 5 weeks. I just train at home. And I really, really, really enjoy it. And it saves me a ton of time. And right now I can't go. Like my boy Matt, man, he's training his apartment gym, because he can't even make it here. The roads are so fucked up. So it's just really cool to have that option to be able to train at home. Now, if you're looking for home gym equipment, I know a lot of people ask that. I'm going to try and put it in the sidebar if I could find it. Super Fitness. Let me see if I can find Super Fitness for you guys. So Super Fitness is owned by my man, Stephen Harveas. I don't have an affiliate link. He doesn't even have an affiliate link, man. It's a business. So Stephen Harveas, superfitnessgymequipment.com. I have Power Block dumbbells. And also fitnessfactory.com. I got a lot of weights there, fitnessfactory.com. For that, use coupon code Marc Lobliner. That saves you 10% again. Don't get commission on it. It's just that saves you money. They're good friends of mine. I've known the guys from Fitness Factory for years. So again, what I recommend now, what we've known in COVID is that, you know what? They can shut down your shit anytime they want. Anytime they want. And if you don't have space for a weight room, I also recommend that you get some bands. I'm going to put this in the sidebar again. These are exercise bands with Camera Tiger Fitness. They're $50 for a set of 5. On Amazon, they're usually like $100 for a set of 5. Different resistances. Always be prepared for whether you can't get to the gym. Always be prepared for whether you're shut down. Always be prepared for if there's a pandemic. Always be prepared. Maybe you're an asymptomatic carrier of COVID and you have to quarantine for 10 days. So you're not going to go to the gym because you're not a dick. You don't want to get people sick. Or maybe you have the sniffles. Maybe you have COVID. Maybe you have all of COVID, but you just feel like training. Maybe you have a cold. Maybe you have a flu and you just don't want to be a dick and sneeze on people and get them sick. By all means, put something in the house to exercise. Exercise is life. I don't know about you guys, but when I used to get sick, I haven't gotten sick in a long time since I started taking my antiviral replication stuff and I started paying more attention to my health. Now, I'm going to put this down below. This is my immunity. What I recommend for immunity, just because I'm going to be asked about this, but before I started really paying attention to my immunity, to my health, to not getting sick, I used to get sick. I used to feel like shit for like a week. And then I'd go to the gym and I'd feel great. So the gym made me feel better. What I always felt is that the sooner I got moving, the sooner I got over being sick. So that's why I didn't like getting sick. So I took matters into my own hands. I put this up on my Instagram today on my post. Look, dude, I want everybody to be well. What does that mean? I want you guys to exercise. I want you guys to not be fat. I want you guys to, eat healthy foods, a variety of foods. I have a video coming out later this week on your gut microbiome, and that's going to be a video that'll help all of you and how your gut microbiome is a huge impact. What does that mean? You got to get adequate fiber. You got to get a variety of foods. There's a product I have called Happy Guts by 015 Nutrition with something called Core Biome in it that helps dramatically. That kind of works like fiber in your body producing butyrate and short-chain fatty acids, which really helps with your immune function through the microbiota and microbiome of your gut. I want you guys to exercise. I want you guys to be healthy. And that's why I recommend having at least, if you live in an apartment, cool, fine. Get some resistance bands. Get some bands to train with. If you live in a big house like mine, you know what? Go to Super Fitness. Even if you use it once a year. Trust me, you know how many people wish they had a backup gym in their house when COVID hit last March? You know how many people missed the gym? You know how many people lost their gains? You know how many people got fat and overweight? And then we found out the number one comorbidity for COVID was being fat. So we literally made people more susceptible to getting the virus and getting really sick from it by trying to keep people healthy. I don't think the government did that nefariously. I just think that our politicians are fucking idiots. I don't think they know any better. I think our politicians really wanted to save lives. I just think they're fucking idiots and they don't know things. That's why they're in politics. The brilliance and the great minds are only in the private sector. The Elon Musks, those guys, they're in the private sector. Politicians are generally no talent ass clowns. That's why you cannot rely on government. You cannot rely on government to pay your bills. You cannot rely on government to bail you out. You cannot rely on government to care about your health. That's on you. That's 100% on you. That's why you need to take matters into your own hands. Become self-sufficient. Earn a lot of money. Get a side hustle. Get 2 jobs. Train your ass off. Eat healthy. Be your own insurance policy. Be your own bailout. And as soon as you do that, you will have freedom. Period. You don't have to worry about others taking care of you. You need to take care of yourself. You want to know why? Because nobody gives a fuck. We have the human condition of looking out for our own shit. We have the human condition of just caring about ourselves and maybe a little bit about our tribe. The government cares about lining their pockets with money. Look at Hunter Biden. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Look at Mitch McConnell, worth millions and millions of dollars. Joe Biden, making an average of $150,000 to $200,000 a year as a senator, is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't care about you. It's time for you to take care of yourself, and you can do that through health. Health is the answer to all of this. Exercise, take antiviral replication supplements, eat healthy, be happy, get sunlight, go outside, have a lot of sex. Preferably with one person so you don't get any of those nasty little creepy crawlers going around your penor. Okay? Want you guys to be the best that you can be, and that is my message for the day. Train at home. Train at the gym. But always have a backup plan, whether it's resistance bands or an entire gym like I have. Whereas there is a will, there is a way. And everybody has space for resistance bands. Everybody has space. So before you look to a mask or staying inside as the way to stay healthy, look to your immune system, and it's up to you to build that. I give you the tools. If you've been watching this channel, you know I was one of the first ones to recommend vitamin D. I was one of the first ones to recommend antiviral supplements. I was one of the first ones to do this, and I was called an idiot. I was called a meathead. I was called a steroid abuser. Well, that's just a normal Friday for me. But guess what? Science is proving me right time and time again. You don't have to buy it from me either. I want you to take these. Okay, I don't care if you buy it from me. I linked it in the chat if you do want to. I don't care who you buy it from. I want you to go ahead and buy vitamin C, and I want you to take 1 gram twice a day. I want you to buy vitamin D. I want you to take 5,000 IUs once a day. I want you to buy quercetin. I want you to take 400 milligrams 2 times a day. I want you to buy zinc or ZMA, 30 milligrams of zinc 1 time per day. Or you can split it up, whatever, just get it in. That will put you in a great course to be healthy, to be successful, to not miss days in the gym. And God forbid you do get these nasty viruses floating around. It puts you in a great spot to make them very minimal, to make you asymptomatic or have very low symptoms, and to make you recover that much faster. Thank you very much for listening to that. Now, I will answer whatever questions you have, unless, of course, they're insulting, mean, and just make me want to cry. So anyway, let's get to that. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. I invited everybody from Instagram and Twitter. We have a decent little following right here. I got another 20 minutes dedicated to this. Hear noise in the background. Kids are home from school. Again, Nashville. The greater Nashville area is completely snowed in today, which means that everybody in the Midwest would laugh at us because we only have like 2 inches of snow. However, we don't have enough snow plows to handle this shit out here. School has been called till Thursday, and it's only Monday. Whatever. What's up, Mark, you big stud? Stud, Simply Deep. What a fucking name that guy has. Top tip for training longevity. Train smart, prehab, and prehab. I want you to warm up. I want you to do things like world's greatest stretch. I want you to do things called like mini bands. I want you to be able to recover. I want you to be able to do full range of motion. I want you to be safe. I want you to do movements that don't injure you. I want you to do movements that are more built for your body. If something hurts, doesn't feel right, fix your form or look at an alternative. The main thing is stay healthy. Again, I can't preach this well enough. Training is great. Exercise is great. Lifting heavy weights is awesome. Moving around is awesome. Looking great naked is awesome. But everything comes together when you're healthy. Take care of your insides first. Exercise regularly. Nutrition. Eat a variety of foods. Eat plenty of vegetables, fruits, lean proteins. Get your healthy fats. And of course, take the antiviral replication supplements. Quercetin, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Especially those. I really do enjoy your insight on certain things, and it's always a joy to hear if those scenarios of mine sound unrealistic as hell. Simply Deep, I am glad I'm able to help you in your quest to be the best you ever. From Aaron Martin, from your last live session, you told me Outersville in Ireland. I got my fix from the UK, thanks. It's not the same country, but you're not average American, so take it you knew that. I do know it's not the same country, but y'all are like fucking neighbors, bro. I'm lucky enough to have a relatively decent commercial gym in the ground floor of my apartment building, but I do love foam rolling and stretching at home. That's fantastic. You know, a lot of people don't have an apartment with a really good commercial gym. Right there, they just walk downstairs and there it is. I live on a hill and I have to go down a hill to get to the gym. So not only is my house on a hill, my driveway's fucked, but there's a windy road. Unless I go around, I'll probably go around it. There's another route that would take me to the gym. I just don't want to fuck with that today, even though both of my cars are 4-wheel drive. From Eric L. Marias, DDS. Remember Isaac Yankem, DDS, in the WWF? That was funny. Excuse me. I train exclusively at home, and I've got all I need. It's definitely not for everyone. It can be a rather large investment, minimum around $2,000 for most. Convenient for me and worth the cost. For me, having a home gym, I appreciate it because I'm able to have a backup, and also for the companies, I'm able to do a photo shoot on a whim. So I don't need to plan anything. I'm just like, hey, grab the good camera and let's get some photos because we need them for the site or whatever. How often you change up your split? Honestly, I don't really have a split. Now that I'm boxing 3-4 days a week and doing some form of boxing training every day, I do what I can. So I train every day. Weight training's probably 5 days a week. But generally speaking, my split's pretty consistent. Where I'll do, and they can fall on different days. I'll move them around, but I have a chest day. I have a quad dominant leg day. I have a back day. I have a shoulder day. I have a hamstring dominant leg day. And I'll sometimes throw in an arm day. But with boxing, I really don't have time for the arm day. So I'll throw arms in on shoulder day and on back day. From Sasswood. Have you ever had a chiropractic adjustment? I go every week to Dr. Ross Keys, at Carbon Culture. So I go every Tuesday. Probably tomorrow is going to be postponed. And since I have my back issues, Dr. Ross, beyond a chiropractor, but he does adjustments as part of his treatment for me. I feel like I'm getting diminishing results from SMR on my shoulders and neck. I mean, it's not about a chiropractor. It's about who the practitioner is. There's good doctors and bad doctors, and the same goes for chiropractors. Look for one who will spend time with you. Like I'm with Dr. Ross going over stuff, doing some grass in some areas, probably about 40, 45 minutes a session. Don't go to one of those that just gives you 5 minutes, snap, crackle, pops you, and gets you out the door. Okay, let me just delete some comments here. This guy must feel really special. Your opinion on CrossFit. So Vincent, I am a CrossFit level 1 trainer. I like CrossFit. CrossFit is a different modality of training. Now, like any form of training, there's good and bad CrossFit. Some CrossFit gyms pay attention to form. My fear with CrossFit is that you have a few things that can be conflicting. Number one is, well, you're combining load, you're combining intensity, you're combining time. So you're trying to get maximal load for maximum reps under a certain level of time, or just one of those 3 variables. Anytime you do that, your form is bound to mess up. And when your form gets loose, you're bound to injure yourself. Also, with the way it's done, it is at a higher risk of rhabdomyolysis, which is essentially your kidneys just saying, I'm not going to process this. And that is a very serious condition. If done correctly, CrossFit is a fantastic modality of training. However, like a lot of training, sometimes it's not done correctly. So it depends on what CrossFit box you go to. But I am absolutely a fan of CrossFit. I think that a lot of people have got a lot of benefits and got into training when they wouldn't have if they hadn't found CrossFit. Anything that gets people active and gets people off their ass and gets people to exercise, which decreases your comorbidities for, let's say, COVID-19, for diabetes. 90% of type 2 diabetes caused by obesity. I believe it's 90%. Heart disease. All these things, even cancer. Obesity is a comorbidity to them. Anything gets people moving and gets people active and gets people less fat, I am a huge fan of. So, Mark, this is from Vlad. What numbers put your T at 200 milligrams? So my blood work is around 1,200 to 1,500 test. At what age did I start TRT? I was 27 years old. Best cardio for someone with asthma who is overweight but active. Well, your asthma is going, and Miss Williams, I appreciate you coming on here and asking me this. Asthma symptoms will be mitigated if you lose weight. So, Miss Williams, number one, I'd recommend that you mitigate your diet. You fix your diet so that you're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. So the key is to control your diet. Make sure you're not overeating, because asthma is not caused all the time by obesity, but obesity will exacerbate the negative effects from asthma. So what I recommend you do is get unfat, and that's not meant to be insulting. That's meant to be completely honest. Get yourself unfat. And what you exercise, just make sure that you exercise in a way that isn't going to affect your asthma. For you, a lower intensity form of training might be right. Now, for people who are fat or obese, some of the best things is just a walk or weight training. Weight training is fantastic. So weight training and walking, or even riding a stationary bike, or even riding your bicycle would be a fantastic way. I'd probably avoid high intensity training, but you might find that you'll be able to do that once you lose some weight. All right. Simply Deep. I named myself that because I'm deep with my questions and conversations. Sometimes I get too detailed with them, and that's, Simply Deep, I thought it was sexual. That's just my problem right here. Natural test booster recommendations. Chi-Town Biker, absolutely. So I make 2 fantastic products called MTS Nutrition Insurgent and MTS Nutrition Barracuda. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to link you to these products in the chat. I believe we have a stack, if I'm not mistaken. We actually don't, but I'm going to at least link over. I'm going to link over the Insurgent. So I'm going to go right here. It's in the chat. There's Insurgent. It's a phenomenal product. You're going to like it. Insurgent, you don't have to cycle off, and upwards of a 20% increase in total test and free test per human studies. From Matt, R9118. Thanks for all the info you've been posting on TRT. I'm in low normal and waiting on my consultation with Dr. Kurt. Fantastic, Matt. Anything I could do to help, let me know. And of course, for Dr. Kurt's information, I'm going to actually go over to the chat and I'm going to put a link to Dr. Kurt in case anyone is wondering what his link is. There you go. All the best, man. I'm glad I could help. What do you think of Lactobacillus reuteri? I know Lactobacillus is a probiotic. Generally speaking, I'm a big fan of probiotics. I know you put an LOL, but if that is a probiotic, again, I don't know the nomenclature. I'd have to see it in writing. But I'm a big fan of probiotics. You a fan of apple cider vinegar? So apple cider vinegar, I'm not sure if all the health benefits are what they say they are. However, I will say this. I take it every morning. It does help me with digestion. So I put it every morning in my shake where I take all my pills. I'm not going to list them off. It'll take about an hour, but I mix a drink. It is 32 ounces of water, and I have reverse osmosis in my house, completely free of fluoride and all the other bullshit they put in our water. A scoop of nectar, a scoop of mental jewels, and a scoop of MTS Nutrition Machine greens. And I put 1 to 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in that cup. I have a home gym. Where did it go? I have a home gym from Dustin Hetrick. I have a home gym with only free weights. I miss having a leg press, but do you think I keep growing my quads? Oh, absolutely. You can keep growing your quads, man. I did that today. So I did squats. I did 15 sets of squats. And then I did 4 sets of Bulgarian split squats and 4 sets of pistol squats. And I'll tell you what, quads were on fire. I actually posted a picture. Quite the pump. I'm going to block this comment. User. Going to block that comment. My wife gave me great advice. She's like, don't even talk to them. I'm like, good advice. Is MTS Insurgent dominate the market like you expect? It's doing really well. It's a very good selling product. Thanks, Mark. I'm lucky to have the gym so close and an Isaac Yankem reference. Haha. Do you ever train with pro wrestlers? No, I don't. I don't have any pro wrestlers by me, but I do train with a lot of pro bodybuilders. Next week, I'm training with Brandon Curry and Steve Kuklo. This week on Thursday, Brandon and I will be doing legs. What's new in the works for MTS supplement-wise? A lot. We have a lot in the works, and I just can't talk about them because everybody seems to copy what I do. What carrier oil do you prefer? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Can you expand on that question, please, sir? What's up, dude? What's up, whatever it takes? There's something I did. I'm going to block this guy. Did you have kids prior to starting TRT or after TRT? They say you become a... So one way around that, there's good data. I encourage you to look up HCG and fertility and then put like TRT in it. There's some good studies. HCG basically keeps your pilot on, so to speak, increases your intertesticular testosterone. For me, Cammie, my first child I had, completely natty. Thomas and Preston, I was on TRT, and at that time I did not take HCG. So what testosterone does, or what steroids do, is they decrease your quantity of sperm. Now, as you might remember from 8th grade biology, is that you have billions of sperm floating around in your ball sack in every nut you bust every time. So let's say you decrease it by 10%, there's still going to be a ton of sperm floating around. So I didn't have to. However, a good doctor like Dr. Kurt, my doctor at Hormone Health and Wellness, he will put you, unless you're, in most cases, on HCG, normally 500 micrograms 2 times a week. All right, block. All right, everyone, okay, block. I already hit him. Glad to see you not giving the idiots any more of your time and energy. Once again, Katie saves the day. You're absolutely correct, she does. With that said, if there are more questions, ask them below, or else we'll call it. We have a good amount of people here, just not a lot of questions. So if we've gotten to all of them. We have one. So any questions, I'm going to answer this last one unless more pop up. We're going to move on and get on with our day. But it's been a good amount of time. From Eric, what happened to Red Velvet Outright Bar? We have a lot of Outright Bar flavors, and honestly, it's not happening. Like, it's a hard flavor to nail. We thought we had it. We don't. Good news is we have a brand new flavor coming out in the next couple months. It's going to be fantastic. We actually have two. But I am plateauing on flavors. Like, we have 26 varieties, and it's at the point we are cannibalizing our own sales. So I just had a conversation with a retailer about that today. So we're going to kind of lay low, and we're going to keep it concise to what we have. We'll probably have a few more flavors this year. Can't say how much longer today, but thanks as always for making time to be accessible. Been gaining a lot of knowledge from your vids, and Q&As are always fun. Thank you. Are any of your products sold in stores? All of my products are sold in stores. Vitamin Shop carries the Outright Bar. MTS Nutrition is available at probably over 700 brick and mortar supplement retailers across the United States and the world. We have a lot of distribution. So we're available at a lot of places. Can Brandon ever beat Rami? He already did many times, and he will beat him again next year at the Olympia. Pretty confident of that one. Pretty confident. Brandon's bringing it this year, and we'll be there every step of the way. Any tips on getting gains as a teenager? Do what I did. Eat as much as possible and lift as heavy as possible. As much as possible. At that age, it's really hard to overtrain. Make sure your form is down. Make sure you're getting enough rest. You're getting enough food. And, just keep at it. Just be consistent and train hard. And do the compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, bench. Don't just stick to arm curls because that's what you think the girls like. If a natural guy took HCG, could it increase testosterone? It can, but also has some effects with estrogen. So estrogen would increase. I wouldn't recommend any natural people take HCG because you're no longer natural. Which carrot oil do you use or react better to? I have no clue what that means. Are you talking about steroids? I don't mix my steroids. I get them from the pharmacy. Like, I'm not that good at chemistry to be blending up testosterone in my bathroom. Again, my shit comes from a pharmacy. It's in a cool little box. It's got a vial, and it's got a prescription. So I'm not that guy, man. I'm not a steroid chemist. The question I want you to ask, you probably could answer. It's hard to find a legit gear source in the U.S. I would recommend not buying gear anywhere. I would recommend that if you are deficient in testosterone or any other hormone, to go to your doctor and have it prescribed. There are too many risks with taking steroids that are bought on the street. Number one is an infection, cellulitis. Bacteria get in your cellulite, and I've had a friend who had to have part of his leg removed. Yes, you've seen abscesses, you've seen many things. What if it's contaminated? What if it has some dangerous things in there? What if it's not what you think it is? What if you bought Anavar and it ends up being Anadrol? So the answer is no, you shouldn't buy black market steroids. Ryan Kirby, the tendon in my right elbow moves around and clips with tricep press exercise. Recommendations? See a specialist. I'm not that guy. Jim, it's illegal for him to tell you where to buy those. I mean, a lot of people do give up steroid sources online. I just don't have one because I don't buy illegal steroids. And I'm pretty honest about that. I would tell you if I did, but I don't because I would have to lie to you because I really don't. Can we get a rant? How important is it for trainers, nutrition heroes, coaches to look the part? I know there are good coaches who look like Jabba the Hutt. Honestly, knowledge doesn't always mean adherence. Does that make sense? Like a lot of the fitness experts we know, like your Joey Antonio, your Doug Kalman, and even your Will Brink, they're all in shape. Like, right, they're not fat. Will's in great shape, Jose, but they're not bodybuilders. They're not fitness guys. So they're still three of the smartest guys I know. Like, I'll go to Will or Joey or Doug, and I'll be like, guys, I have a question. And they'll know so much more than me. So the answer is you don't always have to look the part to have the knowledge. Does it add to your story? It absolutely does. But as someone who's been a part of the ISSN since its inception, I was at their first conference ever in 2004. As someone who's been involved in the science community and someone who's been involved with these really smart people who don't look very good. Keep in mind, they're old as fuck too. Like Doug started boxing. Doug's like sparring old people and knocking them the fuck out. Joey still goes out and rides his surfboard or whatever stupid shit he does out in Florida. And Will is still ranting about creatine and everything else. And great friends, some of my closest friends. But if you saw them, you would not guess that they're fitness expert. You'd guess that they're in shape, but you wouldn't be like, yep, that's the fitness expert. But they're the smartest guys I know. I hope that answers your question, because I think I'm done. My hip hurts when I try to squat and haven't squatted for 7 days, but still feels weird. Any suggestions? Work on your hip health and mobility. That's a huge issue for me too. So you want to work on certain things and maybe getting it checked out by someone like a Dr. Ross, who I see, or a Dr. Stu, or some movement specialist. But generally speaking, you know, I'm at the stand-up desk right now, right? Like I'm in the stand-up desk because when you sit all day, your hips tend to lock up and get tight. By being in the stand-up desk, I not only have more energy, I not only feel better, but I'm making it so my hips don't get lazy. I'm engaging my core all day long. My butt is being engaged by standing up. Everything from my feet to my head is being engaged. My blood flows better. Everything's better. My feet, standing barefoot on the floor, are getting exercised. So it's absolutely critical that you pay attention to your hip health. Look, I'll tell you this. I know everybody I know who's been doing this a long time, almost everybody, when they get over 40 and 45 and 50, they start having hip problems. You know how many people who were absolutely great bodybuilders and powerlifters, or even regular people, have to get hip replacement or hip surgery later in their life? You got to take care of your shit. Take care of your hips. And also mini bands. If you look at mini band Lobliner on YouTube, plenty of hip movements for mini bands. From lateral to linear mini band movements. My wife just did them today while we were training. Fantastic movements. Best bicep, tricep, superset, train to failure. Honestly, I don't really have one. Whatever you enjoy. And if you want to train to failure, you can. I do train to failure quite a bit on machines. I can't even bodyweight squat because it feels like I'm sore hurting. Now, squatting is a primal movement. You need to fix that. So work on that. One way to do that is goblet squatting. Hold a goblet squat at the bottom position for like 10 to 20 seconds. Repeat that about 3 times a day, holding a weight or some object in front of you. Another question though, bad right shoulder from barbell bench press, been having to do dumbbell bench with the hammer position. That makes sense. Especially if your hands affect your gains. Absolutely. So I'm going to post a variation of the dumbbell bench press. We're able to get lower by coming in, by bringing it almost like an Arnold press for your chest. When you come like this, that's a tremendous amount of tension on your tendon, your bicep tendon that runs right through here. So, yeah, I avoid barbell bench too. And when I do it, I generally use the neutral grip bar, the kabuki bar or the neutral grip bar. Do you find it easier to gain muscle as an older person? My best gains were obviously made as a teenager and in my 20s. No, I pretty much tapped out my resources, man. Doug and Jose are awesome. I actually went to ISSN back in 2007. Those are my boys, man. Like, those are my friends. Like, those are my true friends. I've been friends with them for years. I've known them for decades. Like, these are good dudes. Like, there's a lot of good people in this business, in this industry. You know, there's a lot of bad people, but there's a lot of good people. And I think if you look for the bad, you're going to find the bad. If you look for the good, you're going to find the good. And I've happened to found a lot of really good people within this industry. Okay, giving it another couple seconds, and it's been about a half hour, so I think we've done a lot. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everything. For information on everything we do, I want you to go to tigerfitness.com, support us, buy our stuff. I also would absolutely love you to come to Rumble in the Burrow. That's rumbleintheburrow.com. It's already linked below in the description box. rumbleintheburrow.com. It is May 8th. 100% of profits go to charity, the Shepherd Foundation to benefit children with rare cancer, St. Jude's to benefit children's cancer, and of course, we also have my charity, a charity that I'm a part of, that I'm on the board of, that we are going to, Legacy of Valor, that we are going to make sure everything's divvied up properly among the charities, and that one benefits veterans. So it's going to be awesome. All your favorite celebrities will be there. Please go rumbleintheburrow.com. That's rumbleintheburrow.com. And of course, we launched this last couple weeks ago, The Keto Outright Bar is available now on Tiger Fitness, and it will be at Vitamin Shop soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Love y'all.